Welcome to my channel, and as you could tell by the title, today we're going to actually break down a lot of these myths that I've heard in the fitness industry. So we actually heard all of these fitness advice that sounds really good but doesn't actually work. So today, let's put some of these myths together and focus on what really gets results. Myth number 1, no pain, no gain. While discomfort can happen, pain is not a sign of good workouts. It actually can lead to injuries, and that could actually hold you back into your fitness journey. So I would say listen to your body is very, very crucial for long-term fitness, especially if you're wanting to continue on and build up that mobility, strength training, whatever your goal is. I've had some stories where I, neglect listening to my body because we all have that, your adrenaline's pumping and you're going, and then later on you feel it. What happened was I was overusing my knees a bit on the treadmill or jumping, a bunch of HIIT workouts, and my knees started hurting. I didn't listen to my body. So afterwards, that made I had to actually stop running. So the only thing I can do without that knee discomfort and that pain, a little bit slight pain that I had, was just walking. And yes, walking is really good for you. You're still, exercising your body, like body fat burning, but I really like running because while you're running, you're also building up that motivation to continue and having that core as well. So overall, I really do enjoy running. It's like a love-hate with running. Yeah, I had to stop, and that actually, pushing a little too hard led to setbacks. So there is obviously no pain, no gain. It's not about actually meaning, something different. Obviously, when you're sore in your body, that means you actually worked out your muscles because your muscles are inflamed, and also of the knots that you have to actually massage, because once you're working out, your muscles contract like this, and of course build up that muscle fibers. So that's actually what no pain, no gain is. Number 2 is spot reduction. Some people think that you can target fat loss in specific areas like belly, arms, thighs, wherever your genetics also plays a role where you store body fat. A lot of people have stored body fat in different places of their body. But some people think that they could actually spot reduce, like if your arms you have arm fat, or even like us females, the back of where the bra is, that back fat. If you have that problem, you're probably putting your bras too tight, so you would probably want to have the prongs one over, and then that will help with that as well. Our bone structures are also different for us females. Some people could have a little bit wider on here, or even where the bra actually lands. But also the body fat actually overall loses anywhere your genetics. Some people lose body fat in specific areas than other people do, especially if you're in that body fat journey, you'll see it. That's why you can measure yourself. There's also body measures that you can do, or even like a body pinch scale that you can do to measure your body fat as well, or even the scales that come with as well. Now we have scales that actually measure your body fat, water weight, and bone, and of course muscle. I actually have one of those. It's really useful. How a combination of strength training, cardio, and a balanced diet actually can be very useful. It's better for overall fat loss. You can't actually choose where your body fat is coming off of, which sadly, but that's just how it is. Myth number 3, cardio is the only way to lose weight. That's another myth. A lot of people still think that. I remember back in the days, they would just do a bunch of cardio just for fat loss and lose weight overall in general, which it does. Cardio does play a big role, but it's not just strictly doing cardio. You also need a lot of, like I said previously, you need strength training and cardio, and even HIIT. You could do a low impact HIIT if you're not that type that you like high impact. You could do a low impact one, which I think that's very useful, especially if you're starting out. Beginner friendly. There's like, you could look it up on videos on YouTube. So strength training is also a really good way for fat loss and also metabolism boost. Overall, you're building your muscles. It's not going to be like bulky. You're building some muscles and also overall burning fat as well. And that's going to boost your metabolism, because if people that work out, like lift weights, they need more proteins in their body to break down, you know, that muscle as well, to build up that muscle, to build up that muscle and also body fat. But it's very important to do strength training, because as well as we get older, our bone loss density goes down. So it's very, very important to do strength training, especially if you're trying to lose weight as well, if that is one of your goals. So cardio and strength training. I remember when I was a fitness instructor, I would build up, you know, and tell them it's very important and make even a plan out for them. Some strength training machines that they have in the gyms. If you're not one of a free weights person, they have strength training machines that you can use, especially if you're just starting going to the gym. There's also QR codes in some gyms now where you could actually look up the workouts, or even just Google it in videos, or even just ask one of the workers there. They'll help you out if you feel a little bit kind of scared to use the strength training machines because you never used them before. But one good source that I always tell when I had clients as a fitness instructor, strength training, and I would show them exactly how that works, and also like balancing strength training and cardio days. Another myth is myth number 4: you need supplements to get fit. Now this one is a little difficult to talk about because it depends on how overall you do. There's some people that actually use a lot of supplements to stay fit. They actually rely on this so much, and you know, forget about proteins as natural, you know, natural proteins from our food intake, and supplements as well. There's certain supplements that you can take that will help you. Don't rely on it and make it like it's the first thing that you have to stick with and forget about the rest. That is definitely not how it should be. And there's people that do. Balanced diet is actually enough for all of us, you know. But if you are a beginner especially, but if you're more of a advanced uplifter, you know, weightlifter, I don't know why I said uplifter, weightlifter, then that's something different. You do need to take some supplements, of course, to continue to stay that bulk. Not talking about steroids. That's not one thing that I'm suggesting. For beginner friendly, you don't need to take as much supplements. You can buy at least a protein. If you're a vegan, they have now vegan protein shakes. There's so many out there. One of my favorite ones is actually Premier Protein. It's not specifically this one. I just bought this one just to try it out. But I've had the regular just chocolate Premier Protein. Really, really good. It's only 30 grams of protein, which means that you still need more protein, because depends on how much you weigh. Also depends on how much are you taking. But this is really good for you if you're wanting some proteins and you're taking some supplements. This is one that's really good. Grass-fed certified whey protein. Garden of Life is a really good brand. I have one that's also weight loss chocolate protein. That one's really good as well. I might just put it up here, but that one's really good. The only reason why I don't like Garden of Life, they changed some of their formulas from before when I first started supplements, is that it's a little too chalky, and that's what gets to me, is it's too chalky. I would have to kind of put it in a blender, you know, make some kind of chunky monkey smoothie with it. But that is really good. I just got tired of the chalkiness, so I decided to change some of my proteins. Especially if you're continuing to take the same proteins, you want to have different flavors. This one is my favorite right now. I got this in Walmart. It's really good. It's an ethylated protein. It's actually vanilla oatmeal cookie. This one is really good so far. I like the taste of this. I've put it in my oatmeal, regular, even had like a banana smoothie with this. It's so good. I would recommend the ones that I showed you now. These are not supposed to be just the only thing that you're just having to have in order to lose weight or even build up that protein intake. You can also do it naturally. Egg whites is a natural protein. There's so many natural protein sources that you can eat from the foods that we eat. And, you know, of course, vegetables. There's so many vitamins that you have in those. That is very nutritionist. But I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm not going to discuss as much detailed and further information about that. But overall, make sure you're eating your veggies and your good natural food protein intake. And protein, vitamins, and minerals can be obtained through whole foods. Now, I'm not saying to go buy all these proteins that I showed you guys, but I'm just giving you an example. I do use my protein supplements, but that's not the only thing I do. I, of course, eat, you know, from naturally, especially, you know, if I want to up my protein, because 30 grams of protein from a protein shake is not enough. So I would need more, which could be from eggs or even other chicken. There's so many good ones that you can actually put in. Making like a meal plan would also help you to even probably stay away from those supplements if you're that type of person that just depends on those. So that would probably be a useful tool and tip as well. Don't fall from these fitness myths that we're talking about today. Focus on your consistency and, of course, balance and listening to your body, because those are the truest takeaways from this video. If you guys have been listening, this is a really good source tip to continue with, because there's so many myths out there, and fitness is a journey and there's no shortcuts to it. So don't get caught up in these kind of myths, and just remember, this comes from motivating yourself and staying consistent with sustainable habits that we should always have. And the best results will come from these kind of habits that we build. Overall, these are really good tips. I wish I'd learned this when I first started my fitness journey, so that's why I would love to just share this. If anybody's brand new into the fitness world and realm that we have, this is really good, useful tools. I remember I gained weight on my stomach, my inner thighs, but even when I gotten smaller of a body fat, my inner thighs are always my issue. And I remember when I first started, I wanted to kind of spot reduce it, and obviously we can't spot reduce our belly or thighs. So that's how I learned from this as well, from my experience, and also, of course, looking into fitness advices out here in the fitness industry. But these are so useful, and I am so glad you guys have made it this far. If you have, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you learned a lot from this, and as well continue to keep this in your mind as well while you're going through your fitness journey. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.